Hello, welcome to Made with Love. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make pizza. You don't want to miss this. Also, if you're interested in learning how to cook a wide variety of dishes, please consider subscribing. Now let's get started. In a bowl, I'm adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour equivalent to 450 grams. And I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix them well. I have here 1 cup of warm water. I microwaved the water for 1 minute. And I'm adding 1 tablespoon of raw honey. And I'm adding 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. It is important that you use quality yeast to this recipe. The entire recipe depends on the dough rising. And I'm going to mix them well and let it sit for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and I'm going to add the yeast mixture to the flour. And I'm going to gradually add them. If the dough requires more water, add a room temperature water and mix them well. At the end, the dough should have a sticky consistency. I'm going to cover the dough with plastic wrap and I'm going to let it sit for overnight. It's been 12 hours and the dough doubled its size. It is important that dough rises in this process. Normally I leave the dough up to 4 to 5 hours to rise. But today I decided to leave it overnight. If the dough doesn't rise, you can preheat the oven up to 550 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes and turn off the oven and place the dough inside the oven. The warm temperature helps the dough to rise. Now I'm gonna knead the dough for like 5 minutes. And I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. You can add more oil if you want. It's not going to affect the process. And I'm going to knead it for another 10 minutes. The dough should look like an elastic. And the texture of the dough should look like this. I'm going to keep on kneading the dough. And I'm going to wrap this with the plastic wrap again. And I'm going to leave it in the fridge for 4 to 5 hours. For the toppings, I have here 13 pieces of green olives cut into small pieces, some mozzarella cheese shredded and some full cut, and 1 red pepper cut into small pieces, and 1 chicken breast cut into small pieces. I'm gonna season the chicken now and I'm adding salt to taste. 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm adding a 1 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, and I'm going to mix that well. In a medium heat, I'm adding a 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking oil. Once the oil is hot enough, I'm adding the chicken pieces to it. I'm gonna let them cook for 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes and I'm gonna remove the chicken pieces from the heat. To the red peppers, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of pepper and salt to taste, and I'm going to mix them well. I'm using the same frying pan and cooking the peppers for another 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes and I'm removing them from the heat. I took out the dough from the fridge 4 hours ago. It's been resting outside in room temperature. Look at this texture. This recipe will make 2 medium-sized pizzas, but I'm going to be focusing on 1. I'm going to push the dough from inward to outward, so this will create a thicker edge. Now I'm going to take the dough in my hands and I'm going to give a hand roll. This will stretch out the pizza. I don't have a pizza stone, so I'm using a round baking tray and I'm going to stretch out the pizza dough even more. I like thin crust, so this will create a thin crust and thicker edges. Now I'm adding a marinara sauce on top of the pizza. In another video, I'll show you how to make a homemade sauce. Now I'm adding the cooked chicken pieces on top of the pizza dough. I'm adding the cooked red peppers. And the mozzarella cheese. I'm going to spread out the cheese evenly. Now I'm adding the green olives. Finally, I'm adding the shredded mozzarella cheese all over. This will seal the pizza and keep the toppings in place. I'm gonna heat up the oven to 550 degrees Fahrenheit, the maximum settings. and I'm going to place the pizza on the bottom rack. In 10 minutes, I'm going to switch it back to the top rack, and I'm going to let it bake for 20 to 25 minutes in total. It's been 25 minutes and the pizza is fully cooked. Look at that. The edges are so thick and brown. It's time for taste testing, and the pizza is calling my name. Pizza is cooked through. I can't wait to take a bite. It looks so delicious. The crust is so delicious. Look at this. Edges are puffy and the crust is so thin. It's fully cooked through and tastes super delicious. This is actually finger licking good. You have to try this at home. And let me know in the comments below how this tasted. See you later.